Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. These are just like, little Easter eggs, they call them, right? You're laying all these little Easter eggs out, hoping to get a reaction, hoping to get a positive response from them. Again, maybe a negative response. So be ready for either or.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully for you, if this is what you're trying to do, and if it's what you're wanting to do, hopefully it is a positive response. If you are getting that positive response and they're, doing all the things you want, and you're still not quite ready to talk about it, find ways to letting them know what they do that you really enjoy.
Yep.
And you have this opportunity because one of your tasks when I go to work every day is to have a note in my lunchbox. And there's no set topic on this note. It can be, how are you feeling that day? It can be, what do you have going on that day? It could be, maybe I made you upset the day before, or maybe it was a day after a hot sex scene where I'd done something new.
Right.
That is your opportunity to say, when you grabbed my throat last night, you don't know how hot that made me or how that made me feel.
Yeah, I was thinking you can actually take your partner's hand and put it on their throat. And then if they lean into it, then you said like, hey, let's do a compliment. Give them the compliment. And if you can't say it, write it.
Write it. Maybe they're going down on you and the way they grabbed your hips, because you like that.
I like that a lot.
The way that I take my hands and I reach up, and I can't do it now. I used to be able to do it. But
oh my God, you made me choke.
Maybe the way they grab you and hold you, let them know that firm grip you had on my leg, my thigh, my hips, whatever, really made me wet. Or
I get
really
no
got me excited.
No firm grips.
You don't get
there
shit
is,
right now.
There are our sex life involves, don't move me there. Leave my leg right there. Right. Let's not do that.
But use these notes, and if they leave the house before you get up, before you go to bed that night, write something out, put it in their car.
Again, this is if you can't just say, God, that was hot.
Yes, if
God, I like that.
If you're still not at that point where you think you can talk, where you think you can communicate this, then find ways of letting them know what you're enjoying. If they read, I'm here to tell you, if I can't even remember when I was vanilla, because I've been kinky minded my whole damn life. It's just been the ability to use it. But I'm here to tell you, if I got in my vehicle and found a note from my partner that said, the way you grabbed me, the way you held me, the intense kiss you give me, any of that, any compliment that I've done to you that I read, guarantee it, there's going to be more of that and a lot more to come, because it would energize me to think, oh shit, they like this. What else can I do that they like?
That's the other thing. You don't have to introduce this as BDSM. You don't have to say, correct, I'm a submissive. You could lean into it for the vanilla as I'm kinky. Right?
Yes.
Kinky is a word everybody uses in terms of, oh, he's into something kinky.
Yes.
And it's not considered as taboo as BDSM.
Correct.
So this gives you the opportunity to talk about, hey, so there's some kinky things that I've been thinking about. Right. And I'm not sure, again.
That could probably be the best path to take, is start off with a kinks and fetishes.
Fetishes are a little bit.
Fetishes are a little different, but start it off with kinks, add some fetishes in, and then build into a BDSM dynamic if that's what you want.
Right.
And you may not want the bondage and the discipline and all this. You may only want certain aspects of it. Keep it kinky if you want.
Right.
But make it how you want it. But yeah, start it off as a kink.
Right.
Because
I had somebody that I was
acceptable.
with that I thought like that's what he would have said. I'm a kinkster, right? And he did all the things like get up on the table and kneel because he had a big table thing and kneel there and whatever. So there were directives and stuff that he did, but it wasn't you're my submissive.
Correct.
It was under the I'm kinky, let's get kinky.
Right.
And so that might be an easier way for some people. I assume that it's a lot harder for a male to go to a female and say or lead them to, I'm submissive, I want to submit to you.
Right.
I know that there are a lot of women, me included, that have the fantasy of dominating a man. I'm not into it in terms of mentally like giving that, but I'm just saying that the idea of having a high heel stepping on, you know what I mean? Like there's this whole like dominatrix thing in your head. And I read a lot of the trigger warning books and it's like, man, that sounds so hot and sexy. And I had, somebody that considered themselves a pup and I used to give them all kinds of things through FET, it's like it's fun. It's fun in theory for me, but in practice it's not.
That goes back to the very beginning of this, of starting your list. You are going to find that there is a lot of stuff that sounds so hot and so erotic.
Oh my
and,
God.
Oh my God, I want to, and you do it and you're like, really? Wasn't that fucking great?
That doesn't really do it for me.
So you will encounter that. And that is life. That is BDSM. That is kink. There is a lot of shit that sounds so good in my head. There's a lot of kinks that I have up there that are locked away.
I'm going to give you guys all a little tip today. I'm going to interrupt him because last night, Master Nick let out his inner dom, and he was using words while at down there. And he was using sexy words and hums and noises. And oh my God, it turned me on so much. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program.
So back to what I was saying. You will find some things sound better in your head than they do in reality.
And some things work really good.
Some things are better in reality than in your head.
Yes.
But it starts with making that list.
Right.
And exploring it.
Yep.
And I want us to go back to where we interviewed John and Tanya because I love John's logic on it. Try it 3 times before saying no.
Right.
The first time, maybe you're anxious, maybe your partner's nervous, maybe the mood isn't right. First time you don't like it, do not niche it there.
Yeah.
Give it time. Try it a second and a third time. If by the third time you are not enjoying it, then I would say you will not enjoy it any further.
And I completely understand that too, because if you're, a lot of people are ethically non-monogamous, so they're trying it with different partners. You don't know the reaction from one partner to another. You don't know if that day it was just a little off. So I agree that is
just because you try it once and you don't like it, don't automatically say no.
So do I get to play with your nipple?
No, that we've already determined. I've tried that more than 3 times. Some by accident. I still fucking hate it. Now, on that note, if you feel unsafe or if you feel that there is a safety risk, take that in mind and maybe not try it 3 times. But if you do something, everything goes good and you're just still like, I really don't know that I like that, definitely try it again. Another time, another scenario, maybe somebody different.
Yeah.
Definitely do it.
Right. And then, so we've done all the little things. Let's try this. Let's leave this hint. Like I said, I think it's a little bit harder for a man to do it. One of the things is then you can have the talk. Let's talk about it. Let's introduce the topic or the idea to our partner.
Yeah.
And I it really, the immediate thought to me is we know how hard this would be because we know people who have done it and not had the talk until there was a bunch of confusion and then finally have the talk. What I want to say is you need to start that conversation with who I am as a person doesn't change.
Right.
What I do in this relationship doesn't change. I'm just looking to add the fact that I want to submit to you in whatever thing you've defined.
Correct.
But that you're not saying that I want to submit to you 24/7 and be your slave and I'm not doing anything unless you direct me to do it.
Right.
That is not how
That's
you
not
go. You don't jump from
Yeah.
one to the other.
One extreme to another. No.
You're just trying to introduce this.
Right.
Hey, I need this little bit more. I want to do some power exchange stuff.
Right.
And this is like so now we're having a talk. What does the hard talk look like?
Hard talk, it can be as easy as you want it to be or as hard as you want it to be. Everybody's talk is different. For me, if you were testing me on all this, I would really appreciate if you come and say, especially if you got some responses, so let's say I really enjoyed the collar that you had on, the choker that you had on. I give a real good response. Oh my God, I love it. I think that looks great. I love that look on you. Then that's where, for the talk, you would come to me. So the reason I got this choker was I kind of like the idea of being a submissive and having one on all the time. And I wanted to show that I'm yours kind of thing, then maybe
that's sexy.
Will you help me pick some out, or will you buy some for me and surprise them? Or, will you get a custom one? Or maybe we can try something like this in the bedroom with D-rings on it. That's the way I would enjoy it. There was the positive responses, right? The positive responses I give from you trying all this stuff. Bring that back to me and say, remember how you felt when you done this, or when, maybe I give a response to the magazine you left out.
Right.
And you could see that it, maybe I took some of that and used some of it. How did you feel when you done this? Because I loved when you done this, and it made me feel this. So
if you're getting positive responses, you can utilize that in the conversation. Again, now, if you're not getting, go ahead.
Because reason being, if I'm doing something, and again, this is why I'm a pleasure dom. Your partner may not be a pleasure dom, but for me, if I know that I'm doing something that gets you fired up and excited, I want to do more of that.
I think in most relationships that are working relationships, I think that that's the case. Partners want to do more for their partner.
Hope that partners want to do more.
Right. Not always. I agree with that.
Right.
So that's if, hey, you've tried some things, or the things that I've laid out or mentioned to you or whatever. So now we're bringing that around. But what happens if your partner has not responded at all and you still feel a strong desire for this?
Right.
That's when you start having.
That would be a tougher discussion. That would be, but still, so you didn't get any response from, all right, let's start with that one. You didn't get any response from sitting in their lap, sitting in between their legs. You didn't get any response from the choker. You didn't get any response from anything. You still have to find out what that response is. If it was a neutral response, they didn't seem happy or they didn't seem angry, you still have to come to them and say, okay, I've been wanting to introduce this to you, and I've done this, this, and this. I didn't get a response. I don't know how you're feeling about it. Can you please tell me your thoughts on the choker, the book I left out, or any of that?
Right.
You have to find out what their initial response was. Did they like it and was afraid to show it? Or did they hate it and was afraid to show it?
And you have to be aware that depending on what your relationship, again, when I hear complete vanilla, I'm thinking no non-monogamy, no, like you're in a vanilla relationship. And you have to be prepared that your partner might look at you and go, none of that stuff does it for
Correct.
me. I'm not going to be able to satisfy those needs,
Right.
which is the reason that upon meeting you, it's the first thing I did
Right.
after we met and I found you attractive and I realized that you and I could potentially go down the road to dating and whatever. That I just wasn't going to wait and bring it up weeks or months
Right,
later.
exactly.
I would rather dump it out on the floor now and see how you
Right.
respond and
That
react
way
to
you've
it.
only invested one date. If my response had been differently, oh no, I'm not into that shit.
And I don't
like
talk
that.
about it before dating. And the reason I didn't do that is because I don't want somebody going, ooh, she's kinky. Let's see what I can.
Right.
I wasn't looking for that kind of a
Right. You wasn't
one
wanting
night
that
play
night.
partner
Right. No.
or.
But again, if I had not liked it or wasn't interested in it, you invested one date. Okay, I'm sorry. This is not going to work out. And that's
And
great
even when
to do.
somebody says that they are into it, how long did it take you to get comfortable with swinging a flogger
it
at
took
me?
a while. It took several times of
Right.
using a flogger.
It's so difficult. You have to understand as a submissive. So now let's go that route. Your partner has said, wow, all of this actually interests me.
Yes.
The dominant has a second full-time job now because even if it's just in the bedroom, they have to learn how to use all these things.
Correct.
How do I tie you right? I'm interested,
right,
but I don't know how to meet your needs
right.
now.
So now they have to research what all applications are out there. I mean, if you're 100% pure vanilla, you don't know automatically that they make straps that tuck away under the mattress, that it's reaching the hand in and pulling these straps out, and now you can restrain them to the bed. You don't know what's even out there. So the Dom immediately has to start researching and finding out what's out there. And now they're investing time into finding it. Then comes the money part. All right. Well, you can't just snap your fingers and it appears. You have to search and find. You can find a bed strap for $30 or you can find it for $300. So now you're having to invest your time into what you're going to buy and invest your money in. And then comes the practice. I mean, the first
putting
time
it into
putting
practice.
it in. The first time I had under the bed mattress strap system, it took me 3 times to figure out the right fucking way to get that sumbitch in there where it would work. You don't realize this is a one size fits all. And when you have a king size bed, it's a stretch to make it fit it. Now with a twin, it'd have been freaking easy, but who the fuck sleeps on a twin as a couple? So,
right.
And I'm sorry if you're a couple
that
and
sleeps on a twin bed.
I couldn't do it.
Right.
But so yes, now your Dom is investing time, energy, money,
and then to put it into practice. And you have to be very understanding that they don't have the experience. You've asked to include this.
Let's go back to the story of I learned how to make handcuffs out of rope that did not restrict the wrist, did not restrict the hands. I seen this. Oh my God, this is so cool. I'm going to be so fucking badass. And we got in the mood and I'm like, ooh, I want to show you this. And then I forgot how it tied. And then I had to pull my phone out and I had to pull the YouTube video up and I had to restart it 3 times. And 35, 40 minutes later,
he's not exaggerating.
I finally get this on and we're kind of like tired and exhausted and wiping sweat. And, again, me as the Dom, I feel like I'm fucking failing. This was supposed to went so smooth and it didn't. You're going to have those speed bumps. They are not going to get things right the first time.
So as a submissive who's trying to introduce this, you have to have even more understanding of your Dom and be considerate. So that's one of the things that came up during the Dom episodes is that the women are always like, I want more. I know you're a Dom. Can you Dom me? I want you to be dominant and dominate me all over the place. But sometimes it's hard to figure out the right path with an individual person because what I want may not be what somebody else wants.
Correct.
It's very likely.
And a lot of it for the Dom is a mindset. Some Doms look at it differently. For me, and this is me only, I still have a conscience. I can lay out this really great fucking scene in my head, and I can make it as hot and steamy as you want. But there is then my conscience going, well, if I do this, how is she going to take that? How is she going to feel? So then I'm like, okay, maybe we take this part out. And then this really great, exotic, hot, steamy fucking scene now becomes, oh, you're on a cross and I'm flogging you. You know, but it's
right.
Depending
And
on the
there
mindset, the mindset of the dom. I know some doms that don't care one bit. You want to be hit with a flogger, I'm gonna rear back and smack the shit out of you with it.
Right.
I don't have that mentality.
No.
I don't
Thankfully, because I would not be able to take that. But you do that.
Oh, yeah.
You have done that
I have ramped it up little by little by little.
With partners that you're aware of, you'll put them on the cross, and I have seen you leave bruises and marks because that's what they wanted.
That's what they want, and it took several times for me to get there.
We do know couples that their primary partner is not at all into BDSM.
Correct.
I cannot hit my partner.
Correct.
I cannot hit the person I love. It is not. And they luckily were into non-monogamy.
Yes.
And as a result, they're finding other partners to satisfy those needs.
Now that, as a vanilla couple, is going to be the tough discussion.
If the partner cannot provide it to you.
If the partner is not into it, then because for me to have a vanilla couple who is into non-monogamy and be secure enough in that relationship and have the trust and the respect of each other to open that up to somebody else to come in and do this is huge.
Yeah, and some of the people that we know specifically do it without a sexual component.
Correct.
It's just I need to be flogged and hit, and my partner cannot do that.
Correct.
So it's not sexual for me, although I get turned on, but it's not sexual. I'm just getting the stimulation I need.
Penetration. There's nothing sexually other than the BDSM aspect of it.
Right.
Yep.
So that's the next thing is you would have to have the hard conversation, and you'd have to accept the outcome of that. Maybe you're just giving them a little taste of something they've always wanted to do.
Yes.
And that would be amazing. Maybe you're opening their eyes to a world that they never expected or never even thought of, and it will take time for them to process.
Yep.
And then some other people will close off and say, that's not for me. So you have to already have the decision on where you want to be.
Right.
And we've actually had people reach out that want the experience, and they want the experience. They're like, hey, you do this, you educate, blah, blah, blah. But for us, unless your partner is involved, that's not something that we're comfortable doing.
Right.
It has to be a situation where all parties are on the same page.
Correct.
Both parties are there and available.
Yes.
At the club, you'll do the little experience stuff, but they've been vetted. They're at a club.
Yeah, they're at a club.
You know, and you're just giving them the experience of this is what a flogger feels like.
Right.
You're not actually dominating them.
I usually judge then with their partner. You know, is their partner up there close to us and engaged? And in those situations, I will even ask, do you want to use this?
Yeah, I'll show you how. Do you want to try
But
it?
if the partner stays back at the room, like, do you want to step up here? And nope, I'm good. Okay, then I will do it. But I want to engage the partner with it. I don't want them to feel that I'm trying to take over or do anything to that. I want to show you this is a flogger. This is how you use it. Would you like to use it?
Right. So it's not okay if you haven't had the discussion and haven't agreed to be non-monogamous,
right,
to look outside of your relationship to have your submissive needs met.
Because then you're to me, you're crossing the line, and that is like cheating.
It's not
you have
consensual.
To have that discussion, right?
Yeah, there's a lot, but it's a lot to unpackage.
It is.
And then you have to understand as a submissive that your partner knows zilch.
Yep.
Nothing.
It is
You
a
don't know
learning
your
curve
needs,
for
and
both of
they
you.
don't know how to meet your needs.
Right.
And you're exploring that together, which is how we did it from the start.
Right.
But you're also have your baggage. Like 7 years in on our relationship, we have baggage. We have certain things that are triggers for each other that we worked through, but we kind of are like, hey, we already know that's going to go this way.
Right.
So you already have your baggage from your marriage. And now you're saying, I want to open it up. And that's a hard thing, because it's hard. Even when I said at the beginning, Master Nick, back at the day, it was Nick, I need some things.
Right.
So it's a very difficult thing. But I think that if you truly are a submissive, if those needs aren't being met, then it's going to become a problem. It did for me.
Yeah. And, then you have to sit and think then, do I want to continue not having these met and living the life that I'm living? Or do I need to start fresh and get my needs met and live a happy life? And that's a tough decision. That's even tougher than, do I quit this job to go find another job? I mean, a lot of people stress and panic over a job when it comes to a relationship, depending on how long you've been together, how long have you been married, how many kids do you have, what finances do you have, what property do you have? You've got all of that. It is a very, very tough decision. But speaking from my past and speaking from your past, I mean, we've both have left marriages,
Yes.
gotten divorced multiple times. It was very tough the time I decided I wanted out and wanted a divorce. It was a very tough decision. And I feel that at that moment I had hit rock bottom. But had I not made that move, I obviously would not be here with you in this DS dynamic and relationship.
Right.
To whereas I'm much happier now than I was then.
Yes.
Although again, it was a tough decision. It was hard. But that's life. I mean, life throws this stuff at you. If you're just stumbling onto our podcast and thinking there's a lot of aspects in this that I like, that I think I would enjoy, and you're not getting that from your partner, you've just come to a crossroad.
Right.
What do you do? And everybody thinks differently, and everybody will react and answer
I know
differently.
some people, and I've done it in past relationships too, where I just boxed it up and put it away.
Right.
Because the relationship was enough until it wasn't. And then once it wasn't, that's
when all the unboxing came out.
Unboxing.
Yeah.
And I did not want to go through that process again. I made the decision that I was not going to be vanilla in my life because it doesn't make me happy.
Yep.
Even if everything else and all other aspects made me happy, being in a vanilla relationship is not enough to satisfy my needs.
And it wouldn't be for me moving forward. There is no way I could ever go back to vanilla.
So, Master Nick, can I ask you? You were talking about these scenes in your head that sound so amazing. I think we should do an episode on some of those really, the scenes that you're worried about keeping that one piece out because, man, that pushes it over the edge.
Yeah, there's always a few scenes bouncing around in my head.
I know.
And then, yeah. We may have to do one.
That would be amazing. We really wanted to do the flogging and the like a dungeon one again, but it's just going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yep. We got to get you healed up.
Yeah.
All right. So we hope that this episode has answered the question, the comment that we had. We hope this episode helps. I do feel that there is still more to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
So there is plenty more episodes to come. We can take this, we can build on it. If you're listening and maybe you wanted to ask about this, or hopefully you're the one that did comment and you're listening, reach back out to us. Let us know. Without knowing the relationship status that you are currently in, we didn't really know the best way to gear it towards you. So if this interests you, if this helps you, reach back out to us. We would love to get more information from you to where we can research and dive even deeper into trying to help you make that decision of showing that you want to be submissive and hopefully getting the positive reactions from your partner in the way that you want to get.
We have a network of people, of friends, our community that we've developed. So even if we don't know,
we will ask.
We will ask. And so anytime any of our listeners or viewers have questions or something, a thought passes your head, send it out to us because we read them.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want you to know that the kind words and comments, for me, especially since the last 3 months have been pretty awful in so many ways.
Right.
It's like when people come up to me and say, "Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you up and walking." That makes me feel really good that somebody cares enough to make a comment and come up and see, like, "Hey, we listen to your podcast and we're so happy that you're healing and we get to see you." I mean, it just makes me feel good.
Me, it's a huge compliment for me if you just say, "I'll listen to your podcast."
Yeah.
That's all you have to say to me. And that is a huge enough compliment to me going, it makes it worth it.
Yes.
Hopefully, this helps. Hopefully this
and we're moving into 2026
in the right direction. Again, let us know.
Yep.
Reach back out to us. Send us an email so that we can get some hopefully personal information, how long you've been together, what type of person, so where we can get more answers from you. And then we can dive even deeper into that. So with that note,
happy 2026.
Happy 2026.
It's got to be better than 2025, at least for Lady D, me.
Yeah, hopefully it's a lot better than 2025. All right. So until next time, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for following and watching. Again, reach out, topics, questions, maybe comments, anything. Let us know. We love getting them. We love finding new topics to research. It gives us something to do. It gives us an opportunity to learn.
As my current Dom, he's doing a great job.
Yep.
Good night.
No,
I better run.
It is not good night. The next episode is going to be the punishment that Lady D fucking got from this episode.
He's my one and only. Everybody knows that.
Yep, better be. Y'all be good. Stay kinky. See you next time.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.